crazy 8 days, or how many days? Can we just take a breath?
Tuesday?
Let's just take a breath. Yes, today's Tuesday. So, I don't know. I don't really ever teach acting per se. So, of course, I want to talk about something. It has actually everything to do with acting. But, with everything that's going on in the world right now, I sometimes ask people, I'm like, well, how are you feeling about everything that's happening? Or, do you watch the news and what is your thought about it? And they're like, oh, I'm not political, or I don't deal with politics. And listen, at one level that's true. Nobody in here is a policymaker, right? We're not running for office, so I get that. But here's the response. I think it is a moral obligation as artists and storytellers, now more than ever, but it's always been this way. You have a moral obligation to tell the truth. Here's the weird thing about truth. It's telling the truth not necessarily based on all of our myopic, very limited, narrow-minded, often fearful realities and perspective. It's really telling universal truth. That's our job as the artist, to tell a universal truth of what it means to be human. That's why we're here, whether you realize it. It is really why we're here, to explore this really crazy thing called acting. And when I think about telling universal truth, that means stepping into the shoes and the hearts and the minds and the souls and the bodies of many people, mostly people who can't tell stories. So those are the people who are segregated, marginalized, made fun of, prejudiced against, demonized. Now, sometimes people could argue, well, Donald Trump is being demonized. And I guess at one level that's true, so I'm not advocating that we demonize anybody. It's very difficult to hold a space of compassion and see each person as a human being beyond their policies. But what I'm actually talking about when we're stepping into the shoes of humanity is telling the stories of people who actually can't defend themselves against being demonized. That's our job. Those people who do not come from privilege or wealth or power, or are not white, patriarchal, Christian. So kids, this is really, I think, very important. And to me, it also is really inspiring if you start to go into castings, if you start to live your life from this really powerful place of what it means to be a storyteller in 2017. And I want to say one last thing about it, because it's something that I talked about last week, and it's something that I'm talking to Nicola about. It's, for me personally, listen, I no longer want to support or have conversations with people who want to argue for their limitations. You guys, you have no limitations. Everybody in here we are privileged to be here, to be doing what we're doing. True. You have no limitations, except for those that you argue for, that justify why you're stuck or why something isn't working. I get it, the business is challenging. I get it. It's not always easy to wake up and be like, God, I have to face rejection and people's not seeing me. I understand it. But the more you hold on to those stories about your limitations, the more you're justified in staying stuck exactly where you are. We have to change that. And our current administration, whatever your feelings are about things, there is no doubt that our current administration is dealing with actually putting limitations, real limitations, on human rights. Now that's something to argue about. Not your own, but other people's. See what I'm saying? Not your own personal limitations based on acting. Listen, acting is a blessing. It's freaking fun and wild and weird and beautiful. It's fun. Let's not make it an offering of difficulty and pain. It's a joy, okay? So I just think that's really important to think of the power that we wield and the potential that we wield. Obviously, these are things that are very close to my heart. And I just think it's an exciting time to be an artist, actually. It's really an exciting time.
Hi, I'm Shailene Woodley.
Hi, I'm Rudy Orris.
Hey, I'm Sean Brown.
Hi, I'm Brianne Howie.
Hey, how's it going?
You always learn from your worst audition.